Who's it?
Hi guys.
Hello and welcome to. Wait, what are the teams?
Bro,
Dad
what?
Bangers versus Team MPH. Welcome everybody to this
Mafabi.
matchup. I'm super excited for this. I know that Happy Person 05 is super excited for this. Tell me how
Yes.
you're feeling.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to. Okay, so first we're seeing Dad Bangers Survivors go against Mafazi's Hunter, which is nobody, as in the player. And so I'm really excited. I believe the map they're actually opting for is Arms Factory. And I think they do know that with nobody, he has Opera and Ivy and obviously Feaster in his arsenal. So I kind of worry that maybe with his Arms Factory pick, nobody may be going Ivy. So I hope Dad Bangers is going to maybe go in a good Ivy counter comp.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think Opera can struggle a little bit around like that factory area. There are some really weird shadows, and she can have a hard time getting a good route. But Ivy, on the other hand, it's such a small map, which means the
Mhm.
ciphers are closer together, and she has a much easier time pressuring all the ciphers and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're
Yeah,
already
and
seeing here, yeah,
mhm.
Seer Court and then Gardner Lawyer. I think Gardner and Lawyer are solid picks here.
Yeah, so actually also another point to say with Opera Singer is simply just there's so many god palettes on Arms Factory that it becomes very easy to just really abuse those areas from shack to middle to pallets to factory pallet to lockers. Like these are just pallets that the Opera Singer just has to break. So
Mhm.
with possible Ivy play, we're seeing a Gardener and Lawyer. So Gardener isn't actually is a pretty decent pick for Ivy, though not the best pick. But a lawyer pick I feel like may kind of be a little awkward just considering he's not the best kiter. So I think they really would probably want to opt to give him factor or a very strong kiting area. But yeah, like let's see the rest. So with these bands, we see Seer, Cord, First Officer, and a psychologist. So I really do think it may be an Ivy.
Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense. And we're also going to see a novelist locked in here. And novelist definitely is like a more traditional kiter. He has more tools to work with than Gardner and Lawyer do. So he might be a little safer if the Ivy does want to chase him. Probably going to be a Gardner or a Lawyer chase. Like you said, if Lawyer does end up spawning Factory, he has a lot of windows to work with, and he can pick up a lot of speed boosts if he chooses to run broken windows. And combined with like his fast vaults and his fast running speed, Lawyer is like it's not the hardest, it's not the easiest down to get necessarily if he spams a lot of speed boosts. So maybe depending on where they spawn, a Gardener could be better, but Ivy's definitely gonna have a lot of time to pressure ciphers and pick out her chase. And she also can stall out Gardener's bubble if that's what she wants to do as well.
Yeah, I we're already assuming that it's an Ivy, but yeah, I feel like with the novelist pick, it would be really smart for nobody to just go Ivy because while novelist is decent against opera singer, he gets super hard countered by Ivy.
Oh, does he?
Yes, because he has to look behind him to get the
Mm.
metaphor, and yeah.
I forgot about that, bro. This is why I play Honor. Yeah, he
Mhm.
does have to do that, true, but he does at least get like maybe one pallet stun. Maybe it will be difficult to time correctly if he can't look at the hunter though, so that's a good point.
The
And we do
only
see the
issue,
Ivy locked in, yeah, so it looks
yes,
like it's gonna be an Ivy here.
the only issue with the novelist against the Ivy is yes, getting that one key palette done is really important, but just as we know, Ivy can cancel a lot of abilities, so she might be able to really surprise him with maybe a scare, and then he might miss his palette stun, which would be kind of bad for the team. But yeah, so we were right. We're gonna see an Ivy. That's
Yeah.
mhm.
It looks like it's actually going to be Lawyer at Deep Ruins and Gardner at Factory, and Ivy is going to spawn in that upper left corner here, right next to the Novelist here. Like you're saying, a novelist, similar to other hunters that have to look at the hunter, other survivors have to look at the hunter. Novelists can struggle, so nobody might choose to immediately chase novelist. Maybe send the Yithian to middle while having main body walk towards novelist to get some extra map pressure in. But it seems likely that novelist will get chased here.
Definitely, yeah. I think if anything, we know that Gardner's cipher is locked. So while the Ivy is heading towards this novelist, I believe that she'll probably leave her Yithian at middle and maybe potentially also push her Yithian to Lawyer's cipher. Or it could be the opposite, where she brings her Yithian to the novelist and she brings her main body to Lawyer to then actually just go for the Lawyer. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think another thing to notice, I did see that the novelist was running a Sui build. It was flywheel and broken windows, so maybe predicting that novelist might get chased here. He can have some trouble using his ability, but at least he's going to have both kiting traits. So maybe he can abuse that to get a kite here. We are going to be getting into the match here, and it looks like the Yithian is going to be heading towards that middle cipher, and Ivy's main body probably heading towards that novelist.
Yeah, so we are seeing the Ivy leech onto the mercenary, and now she's gonna leech immediately onto the lawyer. I think it's kind of unfortunate that there is no deep sandbag cipher spawn, because now it's gonna force the lawyer to kind of run around that octagon until he can really break it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see actually, nobody doesn't immediately teleport to the tablet, which Novelist might have expected. He does end up vaulting towards the hunter, but uses that speed boost to get some distance. And it turns into a pallet mine game here. Does manage to not get hit through the pallet, however gets scared and hit afterwards.
I think really good on the novelist for forcing the scare to go to 100, just because if he didn't, it might have been a little would have been a faster down for sure.
Yeah, as it is, I think nobody might be forced to use Blink here, especially there it is, that's gonna be the Blink, and not the fastest ciphers here. The ciphers are pretty slow, but at least they got Blink out of the Hunter. This could potentially be a rebound if they maybe support a little bit with some not a lot of support options though.
I do think Merc the chair is close enough for the Merc to pressure the decoding and then go a little bit later. Yeah, so now we see him going actually.
hmm I guess Merc is gonna be coming in now.
Yeah,
But yeah.
one thing I would like to say is I think the survivors are doing a little bit of a mistake with Gardner transitioning to Merc's old cipher instead of just waiting for her octagon to be able to dismantle on her own, because now yeah, she's giving that free hit too, so I feel like they are kind of feeding the Ivy a little much, because now I don't think the novelist can do a rebound kite with that full presence given to him.
Yeah, I mean, giving the Ivy that full presence is really
Mhm.
important to
I
avoid, and
think the only
unfortunately,
way for him to do it is the flywheel, but did not flywheel. It's very difficult to flywheel at times.
yeah, but I think that flywheel was really necessary. Maybe Lawyer can, no, Ivy's just gonna go the other way. Like you said, though, if that was a flywheel there, might have been able to rebound longer, but unfortunately, as it is with these two free hits and these ciphers so slow, this is rapidly turning into a really strong position for nobody. We might be looking at a 4 kill here.
Yes, that's quite unfortunate. But really good on nobody for that early game cipher pressure.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was really efficient, pressuring two ciphers before switching to his focus onto the novelist. And he did do a really good job of pressuring those ciphers. I think that helped him out a lot in the early game. That's kind of why he has so much momentum right now. That's gonna be the scare as well.
Yeah, see, that's what it's quite hard to be able to use your items against Ivy when you can't look at her at times. So yeah, we see this novelist actually getting out of the match without having used one metaphor nor flywheel.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Again,
Yeah.
that opportunity to flywheel the full presence would have helped him out a lot.
Oh, and we see nobody actually scouting out these healing survivors, or at least Merc's a healing survivor. But yeah, he found that bot. But at least the lawyer and the gardener can heal. Hopefully, Ivy doesn't. Okay, it seems like nobody will commit to this Merc and maybe try to go for that blink.
Yeah, I
But
think
that's
he's most
not
likely gonna
risky.
have to blink here. Oh wow,
Oh, he
cancel the
doesn't need to
guard.
blink. Really good on nobody for getting that scare.
Yeah, canceling the vault there is so important. He manages to keep Blink here, which
Yeah.
means his next chair is going to be guaranteed whether he decides to stay on the Merc or not.
Yeah, I do think that maybe the Merc could have treaded with a little bit more caution and just elbow padded in that kind of area, especially with that ghost on him. But yeah, that's the only thing that they can really have done from that position that they're in. We see
Yeah,
that honestly this map is filled with the octagons from I think there's 5 of them actually.
it's a lot of whatever they're called, yeah. And now
But
Lawyer is going to be coming in.
Lawyer might be getting possessed. Oh no.
Yeah, he's at 97 fear, so this is probably going to be a really easy down for nobody if he wants to switch targets.
Yeah, right now the only thing the lawyer can do is just oh, maybe he can go actually into that um oh yeah. It's
See,
unfortunate. There's just too many octagons on the map. I'm not quite sure of like the official name for it, but I just call it octagon.
no, I
I
think they're called ostracons. It's like really weird.
what is it called?
Like ostracon? Or,
Ostragon? Okay,
like,
that sounds a little nerdy, but that's fine.
I just call them
Anyway,
tablets. What?
Ostracon?
Yeah.
That sounds worse, but anyway. Um, I think the gardener, when she was actually at middle, maybe she could have broken the middle chair just because. Oh, on my screen it seems the middle chair is a little glitched. But anyway, yeah, I think the gardener breaking maybe middle chair would have been a smart decision. But yeah, I the ciphers are just really slow. So hopefully we can now that Laura isn't on the chair, maybe he can force a cipher, but we see the Ivy kind of scouting him out. Yeah, I don't yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Ivy. Oh,
he
dodges out.
dodged it, but he's in a really bad area. I think he should
Ooh.
yeah. I think the most he can really do right then and there is use his map, and with his map he gets doubled the speed boost. So or double the movement speed. But yeah, quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't have anything to work with because that really was a good dodge. Unfortunately, now Lawyer's half on chair and Merc is dead on chair as well. Merc's injured with no items, and full presence is up in 7 seconds. So Ivy can always just leech Merc and then teleport to him. And with full presence, that's going to be a guaranteed down, which means
Yeah,
it's only going to be 2 survivors left. It seems like the survivors are having a lot of. Oh, misses the teleports to the wrong tablet though.
yeah, really good for the survivors. But
Yes.
um, yeah, I would definitely say that. Oh, and the gardener does not even make the lawyer's chair. I think
Oh.
kind of in this end game, it was kind of like taking turns on the chair between Merc and lawyer, and then gardener having to go between large distances to
Mhm.
save both.
Now, actually, you know what? What's really interesting? I don't think they're gonna do it, but I've seen a strategy.
Oh,
Actually, okay, I think if both survivors are dead on share, you can like almost guarantee a one escape by almost bleeding them out, or something like that, because the
see the
hunter can't
issue.
actually share.
Yeah, so the issue with that is they actually have to get to that point of being bled out and
Hmm.
having to find them. So I that's really difficult to do. I know what you're talking about, but even then, the only way to counter that really is to hold up the survivor and just keep holding them in balloons and bringing them places.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. It can be difficult to counter though. I don't think it would have well, it obviously didn't work there because Ivy just let Merc pick up and then redowned him. So if no one has any items and you know where they are, it's kind of difficult. But anyway, that was a really great 4 kill from nobody. Ivy is very good, and nobody is good at Ivy. So congrats to him. They're a really dominant showing.
That was some really good commentary. Anyway,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I know that DTM, you actually want to be an Ivy player, correct? Maybe you can learn something. Could you say maybe one of the most insightful things nobody did in that game?
The most insightful thing that nobody did.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
player.
I think I really liked the little details, I think. Like getting those like the window cancel, like the vault cancel. I think
Mhm.
Ivy has a lot of opportunities for those small techniques like that, and you really have to make the most of them. So like it's kind of like opera where it's the little details that count. But overall his game plan was good. His execution was good. He downed the novelist quickly. He took advantage of survivor mistakes, i.e. Gardner being in middle for some reason, and he snowballed really well. So really just solid Ivy gameplay. Very very solid stuff, gotta
Yeah,
say.
I think my favorite part about that game was nobody being able to just really delay those ciphers. And honestly, I do think the cipher layout was in nobody's favor just because the ciphers kind of forced the lawyer or forced like the ciphers to kind of be more congregated in the middle area just because there was no deep sandbag cipher, and he did spawn at Shack. I think maybe with an ivy, what you can kind of do to counter that cipher layout is simply just having a survivor spawn at Shack, because then there's a risk of two ciphers spawning there because we know that there's always going to be at least one cipher in that area. So yeah, I think that's the best way to really counteract perhaps maybe some of that slow decoding. But yeah, really good on the survivors for being able to even pop any ciphers, you know? Like, I think their decoding was great. Yeah.
Yeah, they did get to their last two ciphers, but unfortunately it was a little bit too slow. Maybe not enough support. And the survivors like were kind of like I don't know. You see a lot of like cord and stuff early round, and I think survivors like that might have had a bigger advantage compared to Gardner and Lawyer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, no support and very limited kiting potential there. Didn't really help very much, unfortunately. But Ivy is really difficult to deal with on a map like Arms Factory, so.
Yeah, I just don't think that comp overall was the most optimal for Ivy. But you know, if those are the characters that the players are most comfortable with, it's good for them to go the characters that they know the most. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would say that just because they maybe perhaps the only thing I can really think of is maybe Dad Bankers did not predict or did not even know that nobody had an Ivy in his arsenal because um yeah, maybe they just didn't know that. That's
I
why it's
guess
important to do
so.
research, because it seemed like the entire comp was kind of more towards countering Opera Singer. I'm not sure which team chose the map. Would you possibly know, Lalsey?
It should be in the channel.
Do you know which game chose or not which game, which team chose the map? Could you tag
Uh,
me in that chat just so I can make sure too?
MPH picked it, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think MPH definitely wanted um to go first with that Ivy because it's just a really strong pick for them.
Mhm. Yeah, I whenever I look through Spectate the Pros, sometimes I will see nobody, and he is on that Ivy. I'm pretty sure he's like pretty high on the Ivy leaderboard too. Wait, let me look at the Ivy leaderboard. Yeah, hold on. This is important, bro. I'm studying. Um, yeah, he's 14th on the Ivy. Sorry, I'll accept the invite. He's 14th on the Ivy leaderboard, so that is definitely a sign that he is at least the 14th best IV on the server, and clearly, like we just saw, that means you're very good at IV. So,
You know,
um, I
funny
think, yeah,
because we actually have dad bangers Hunter Lily being maybe I think last time I saw last time I commentated for dad bangers they were 7th.
they
So
are.
maybe we'll be seeing an even better Ivy gameplay if you're gonna use the leaderboard as
I mean,
the gauge to as a way to gauge the skill of a player. So yes, let's see this Lily domination. I'm really excited.
if you think about it, 7th is like twice as high as 14th. So does that mean that this IV is going to be twice as good as nobody's? Because that would be, I mean, if this IV is twice as good as the last one, I think we're definitely going to see a 4 kill. That she might win it
And
5 seconds.
that means that we actually have to see MPH survivors being 3 times as good as dad banger survivors. So let's see it. But as long as BT doesn't get chased, I think MPH does have a good chance.
Oh, I think we're seeing some slander here. I'm gonna let that slide, but BT's gonna have to have a word about that once he gets out of this game. Hopefully he does not die instantly though. Gotta say, as long as they don't put him on Wildling, they should be in good shape. We are gonna be
Honestly,
seeing a cheerleader though and priestess ban on arms. Very unusual.
yeah, I think with I'm not really sure about this Priestess ban, but yeah, with this team comp, it seems that they want to go very Ivy counter. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I know Lily may also play opera singer, but I don't really think. I think cheerleader, while she isn't the best against opera, she still has a really good chance.
Yeah, I mean, cheerleader can struggle, but if you're able to set up some really strong cheerleader support, it's going to be difficult to deal with, even for an Ivy. And Puppeteer as well is just really consistent. Don't want to chase a Puppeteer is Ivy, and he can be a really strong rescuer as well. So overall, a really good character. So I think both these characters are pretty strong, although they won't have access to them later, which might be unfortunate. It's also
Yeah, I
going to
would
be.
definitely say that getting the puppeteer out, like while he is very good against opera, I would actually argue that he's super good against Ivy just because when he's in his little puppet form and then he can harden, that actually cancels out the stun. So that's really good for
I didn't know that.
well now you do. So yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll see if these survivors know you can do that. If
Yeah,
they
I hope they
do,
do.
we
Mhm.
might see some crazy Puppeteer gameplay. It's also gonna be an Embalmer ban from Lily, clearly hoping to play for more than a draw here. Was considering banning Dancer, but decided against it. Not sure. Maybe we could see some Dancer. Maybe they'll go for a strong kiter,
Mhm.
like Acrobat, Coordinator, Patient, something like that. We'll have to see what they go for here.
Mhm. Yeah, I do think Dancier is definitely a pretty strong pick.
hmm
But we're gonna say the psychologist. I think because it's a puppeteer, they may just want that healing availability for him. But yeah, I do think it's probably going to be an Ivy, and hopefully we see with this team comp 2 tides. Just because I think 2 tides will maybe secure that tie that they kind of just need to win this first round.
I would like to see maybe some Sui builds because I just love seeing them. Maybe someone like a psychologist could use two kiting traits because she could get chased maybe unless Ivy wants to chase Cheer. But yeah, definitely like multiple tides is also really strong. And it just helps insulate against fast downs, helps you buy time. Push for a more guaranteed draw, which the survivors would be very happy with if they get a draw. That would be a pretty massive point lead for them going into the second round.
Yeah, so actually, we do see. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if we're allowed to say the builds right now in this view. Should we? Are we allowed?
Oh, he switched back. No, someone tell BT to go back to the Sui build.
So BT actually doesn't want BT. So or now he does want BT. So
Uh,
um now the only question left is can BT have the chance to use BT?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. And no way!
Oh
The
my
Hunter
goodness.
considering Dream Witch against this
Yeah.
comp? Isn't Dream Witch like really bad here? I
So Dreamwitch in this team comp would be fine as long as the Dreamwitch brought Blink, at least in my opinion. But yeah, now we're actually seeing that Ivy gameplay. So
oh,
yeah, let's just
maybe?
battle
Yeah.
of the Ivies, you know? Maybe in this comp we'll see how well each team's Ivy is rather
Mhm.
than maybe the survivors. But yeah, let's go into it.
Yeah, clearly the Hunter has options considering Ivy, Opera, and Dream Witch, but they did end up going for the Ivy, just such a very strong character, and definitely some options here on who she wants to chase. Maybe a three-hit character would be a little bit difficult, but you always have cheerleader, and chasing cheer means no support, so that could be a big advantage as well. And it looks like we are only gonna have one tide, unfortunately, and three broken windows.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually that there is no flywheel just because it isn't Ivy. So I would actually argue maybe flywheel would be the better trait to have, but it's understandable if they're not super comfortable yet with flywheel to again specifically against Ivy just because it is quite difficult to flywheel from full presence.
hmm Yeah, it's difficult, but we have seen it pulled off before, and it's very, very powerful if you can get it right, because it just buys so much time, completely resets your fear and Ivy. It kind of just well, not completely resets you, but it can, and it's just it buys you a lot of time. Interesting spawn here though, and Lily is gonna be spawning to the left of that puppeteer. Maybe trying to chase a cheerleader here. Doesn't seem to want to go to factory.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to see what is gonna happen. Honestly, I think instead of Ivy, perhaps Gamekeeper would have been the move, just because I know that this team has had history with Gamekeeper, and it's not a very good one. But yeah, we're gonna see it. I think with this spawn, the Ivy will still lock the factory cipher, but because of it, it's going to force a cheerleader to either do no mans or lockers, and I believe the Ivy's just gonna immediately lock the puppeteer cipher if he's not the first chase.
Yeah, I think Ivy definitely can go to the Puppeteer Cipher, and then maybe after can maybe go to Factory to pressure the Psychologist Cipher while they're heading their main body towards the cheerleader. Definitely a lot of options here for the Ivy based on who she wants to go for and which cipher she wants to pressure. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this early game pans out for this Ivy.
Yeah, I imagine that kind of similar to Nobody's Ivy game, we'll see the Ivy lock Merc cipher, then lock puppeteer cipher, and we actually this Ivy isn't bringing cipher lock. That's
What?
interesting. Yeah, with Cypher Lock, she would have actually been forcing that psychologist to not even be doing the cipher she's doing. But because she didn't bring it, we see the psychologist cipher already at 20%. Yeah, I think maybe little mistake on the Ivy's part, but yeah. Oh, misses that scare too.
Really
Oh,
interesting here that she's actually chasing the puppeteer. I mean, puppeteer, maybe if she's okay with waiting out the puppet, but puppeteer can definitely
really good on this is oh my god, really good Ivy scare because with the Ivy scare, she actually forced oh
Oh
my god!
no.
And we see Proud Sensei go down. Proud taking those L's left and right. Oh no. Okay. Wow, that was really good on Lily's part. You know what? Anything I said before, I'm sorry because clearly we're seeing the seventh Ivy at work. Oh my god.
I think this is definitely the work of an Ivy that is twice as good as the last one we saw, clearly. I mean, that was a very fast down. Just really impressive there. A great use of the ability, scaring the puppeteer before landing that hit, not letting him block the damage there, and then using the scare on the Yithian to stun him. Really well played, and this is gonna have to be an early rescue here.
Rescue. No, that was a late rescue. But
Ooh.
anyway, good rescue on the Merc, not getting terror shocked. But I do think again. Oh, Lily, turn around.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Here. No, she's gotta
Okay.
find him here, right?
Don't worry, she knows, she knows. But yeah, I do think that if it's Ivy brought Cipher Lock, the ciphers would actually be a lot slower just because then the psychologist maybe would have just now finished her cipher. But
Mhm.
yeah, wow. That was I think here little mistake on the Ivy. I don't know why she's possessing the puppeteer because with this possession, she can't actually use the full presence now on him after the rescue. So it's kind of making him forced to do a better kite. Oh,
Whoa!
oh,
Well,
wow.
I think you
Um,
were saying something about a better kite?
yeah. So we see Proud just denying me right there with that. I'm honestly um good on him for hardening the puppeteer shell, but
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway, so right now the ciphers are actually two of them are at 80. So we see. Oh, and with this teleport, she actually isn't going to have her full presence up yet either. So I think
Yeah.
she's trying to scout out that cheerleader cipher. The only issue is that cheerleader cipher is actually going to pop, but we do see that there is a chance of possibly getting cipher locked with two being at middle, one being at sandbags. So yeah. Oh, she
Wow.
doesn't. Okay, so the cheerleader good pom pom on the cheerleader because with that pom pom, she doesn't get 60, which means that when maybe
Yeah,
nice
she's
on
gonna be
the
facing
IP.
we did see the cheerleader, Lily did not actually teleport to the tablet that she created, which means cheerleader ended up rotating into her kind of, and she ended up losing a lot of distance because of that. And now with that free palette, this is gonna be a very fast down. However, that last cipher is 85. We've seen really great cipher rush from these survivors, really impressive stuff.
Yeah. The only thing I would say with the cheerleader is I think it's totally fine she used the first pom pom. I do think though she could have maybe gone towards Shaq instead, just because using
Mhm.
the pom pom to get out of that fear radius range allowed her not to get 60 immediately. Oh, and
Mhm.
good pop. So we see that the Yithian right now is at sandbag. So hopefully the Yithian can go towards the shack gate and she can blink. Oh, not at sandbags, but Yithian is heading towards shack gate, and hopefully the Ivy can blink the psychologist.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ivy was stuck on a rock there, which means the psychologist has a lot of distance, although might be heading towards her. If Ivy can blink the psychologist here,
Actually, bring back
wow,
her
a lot
Yithian
of
and leave it at the lockers gate because we see the cheerleader doing that gate. Yeah, I think we're seeing some game sense issue. Oh,
not a
missing that
pallet
pallet stand.
really down.
So, oh well. But yeah, I think definitely this Ivy may have fumbled a bit, but really good on Mafazi getting that draw.
Yeah, that was really well played from the survivors. I agree. Maybe Ivy would have had a better chance if she called back her Yith and pressured the front gate as well. Unfortunately, she did allow the cheerleader to open the gate. And also, if she was able to blink the psychologist faster, maybe she would have had a better chance at getting a win there, but still, the survivors just had such fast cipher rush. Even though she was kind of bullying that puppeteer, she was still only able to get a draw because of how fast the ciphers were.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Cyphers were really good that game, but unfortunately, we didn't really see Ivy exert any pressure at all mid game. to
Mhm.
stop the ciphers. She kind of played almost she played very, how do I say it? She just kind of committed to one survivor and stood on them instead of actually exerting any map pressure, which I think maybe was kind of an issue. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I agree.
mhm.
It's kind of tough, like with the map pressure. I think you did make a really good point about the cipher lock trait. We did not see her build, but usually Ivies do bring that cipher lock trait. And I think it's worth it to slow down the early ciphers. Like any cipher pressure that you can get is gonna be worth it in the long run for Ivy. So really
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah, I think with the cipher lock trait, the ciphers definitely would have been a little bit slower, but again, still really good for that first chase because with I feel like with that puppeteer's palette drop, it was not maybe the best time to put on the palette, but also because she's scared, his animation got cancelled and he actually couldn't use his puppet to go into the form.
Mhm.
And then he already had just so much scare on him that it was very easy for that quick down.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. We did see how strong Ivy can be when she is putting survivors into that scare animation. They can't vault, they can't use their abilities, they can't do anything, so they're just sitting ducks, and for someone like Puppeteer, that's a really big issue. And so like, we saw he was just getting smacked, getting terror shocked, just struggling to handle the Ivy, maybe showing that, Puppeteer against a against an Ivy that knows what they're doing in the matchup can really struggle. So that was definitely really well played to the Ivy.
Actually talking to Proud Sensei right now, and he's just saying that he doesn't play IDV, nor and then he even glazes me. He's calling me a pro. I didn't say it myself, but he said it. So yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, hopefully we get to see more of maybe a redemption from Proud Sensei or even something from BT just because they talk a big game. So yeah, I would really like to see it.
Yeah, I would personally like to see BT get chased next. We saw Proud Sensei was getting chased, and that is very great for BT, but I'd like to see BT take a chase next because we do know what a good kiter is, and I'd love to see more of that. I think that would be really great. So yeah, team the hunter, the next hunter, team Dad Bangers Hunter. I'm just saying you should chase BT. You should do that. Do we know what the next map is?
I think right now they're actually deciding that map, that faction, and those subs. So they're doing a lot
Oh.
right now. Um, Good for them. Honestly, having a team with multiple people on it so that they can sub in is so nice. Yeah, that's why I think it's just very valuable to have that versatility for sure. We see that um MPH and Moonlit.
Mhm. Oh, what? What?
So
Um,
what doesn't
I
what
think
doesn't
we're
the
going
ban
to
only
have
last for like the first match? Hello? Yeah, so then first match, it's team saying, "Oh, we want Moonlit Band." Then they pick Arms Factor. Then next round, it kind of goes to default, and you just can't use Arms Factor. Hello?
Whoa.
That is something I didn't know. Chat, isn't that wild? Send a cherries emoji if you didn't know that, because I didn't know that at all. What?
Yeah, I think I don't know. That might be okay.
Yeah, so send two cherry emojis if you just didn't know that either. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's really crazy. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely something you really have to consider, you know, if you're considering what map to ban, right? It's not enough that that map is going to be gone for round one. It's going to be gone for the foreseeable future, so you better not want to use that map later on. It
Yeah.
sounded like they were thinking about going to Moonlit, but now they're stuck on Eversleeping, I think. So we're gonna have to see what they can do on Eversleeping now instead.
Yeah, so it seems like Rigia is a little confused. So I'll just explain it. So basically what happened was first round we see Dad Bankers ban Moonlit and then Mafazi picks Arms Factory, right? But because Dad Bankers ban Moonlit, Moonlit is not to be used for the rest of this matchup. And then
Okay.
in round 3, yeah, until round 3. So send 3 cherry emojis if you didn't know that. Because I'm learning it throughout this tournament. Wow. Amazing. Thank you for being so enlightening, Lalzi. And I don't know if
Mhm.
DTM said anything, but maybe you too.
I was enjoying listening, bro. I'm trying to learn
Yeah.
something here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we see Pro Sensei telling me, am I commentating? So he doesn't even know the commentators' names. So guys, we're not getting paid and we don't even get acknowledged. Anyway, and then we also say that we see him saying, I bet you prayed for my downfall. So I didn't do it on the stream. For sure. Yes.
Not on the
But,
stream.
yes.
This guy is confessing. Damn. Okay.
Yes. But
Um Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what Lolzy is doing with this tournament that he's hiring all of these biased commentators, bro. You gotta screen your employees more. But that's okay. We'll get through it, guys. We're gonna try to deliver the most unbiased, neutral, and hopefully maybe probably not entertaining commentary that we possibly can. And that's what we're trying to do right now. So we're just gonna continue waiting until we can get this custom started. Out is it custom made yet? Yeah, you should do that. Thank you. Thank you, Wozy. Okay, there we go. Dang, everyone's already here.
Yeah, so we're actually going to see miles per hours going first for Survivor. So yeah, MPH, let's see it. Um
Is
yeah,
it
so father
actually a new hunter?
yeah, so they did I don't think they're entirely ready just because um Dad Bankers does want to have a sub in for their hunter, but it
Yeah.
seems like it may take a little bit of time, you know? We have all the time in the world, you know, like, how was your day so far, DTM?
How was my day?
Yeah.
I haven't done anything. I woke up 3 minutes before I commentated my first match. Um, and after that, I was just kind of chilling out, you know, doing nothing, just really getting hyped for Team Miles Per Hour versus Team Dad Bangers. So that's what I've been doing all day.
Oh,
Pretty
so
boring.
okay, yeah, that is kind of boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I see how it is. Yeah, what were you doing with your day that was so entertaining then?
Um, I saved a bus full of children from dying, and then, yeah, basically, yeah. You can't say me saving lives of children was boring because would you rather they die? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
thank
Superman had
you.
asked, you keep saving buses of children then. I don't know what you're doing on this
Yeah.
game. Damn. Why did
Um,
I leave?
so DTM actually does not want to commentate for this match. He wants to do it blind. Yeah, he might as well just put his hand in front of his eyes and start talking. But anyway, yeah, it seems like all of these survivors. So we're actually not going to have a sub in for Lily.
Mhm.
Lily will be hunting again, so we're
She
gonna be seeing
will.
it on every sleeping.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the main holdup was the sub-in situation. So I was watching that, and yeah, a lot of really helpful um gifs in the chat from UGCN underscore we. So thank you for that. We should be getting into the band shortly though, and it looks like we are. Cheerleader and Puppeteer are gonna be global banned, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of comp we can see from Team MPH now in the second round.
Yeah, so it seems like MPH is really going through it. We have Father Milk saying, "I'm tired. I just want to rest." Sounds like he's being a little bit of a baby. Anyway, and then we have Music Man saying, "I'm battling a cold. I just want to sleep." So yeah, we have some of these survivors and players on MPH not being the most enthusiastic for this matchup, but I'm sure Dad Bangers is excited to be here at least.
What'd you say?
Anyway,
Oh, right. Right, our job is talking about these bans and picks. It's gonna be Priestess and Mercenary. No Seer ban. Very unusual, but he is gonna be banned next after the Survivors pick. First Officer and Coordinator. Really interesting. They're actually going to get rid of the First Officer in one of those first two picks. But they still do have other options for rescuing, and Cord is a very consistent pick that you often see first because she is a strong hider and can support with her gun, but isn't really crucial in future rounds. So, what do you think about these picks?
so I think they're definitely just going to go counter comp for Lily's opera and maybe possibly Anne, just because yeah, it's definitely going counter of opera, and I think that MPH just wants to kind of get this matchup over with by playing this really strong comp and instantly picking FO and coordinator in the first two picks. But yeah, I think with this comp, it's going to kind of just be hoping for like a tie against an opera or even a win, and just hoping that their hunter nobody is able to really dominate in the next round too, and then just calling it a day.
Yeah, I mean, we do know how good Nobody is. Of course, he is very well known for being the 14th Ivy. That's a prestigious position that he has for himself, extremely well known in the community, of course. And I mean, if I had the 14th Ivy on my team, I would have the utmost confidence in him that he would 4 kill every round with Hellember. So, I mean, I think that these survivors are definitely depending on him, and they're probably just going to be pushing maybe for a draw and see what their
Oh,
can cook up,
wait,
but it
we're
is.
actually seeing antiquarian being used. Okay, wait, that makes sense because it's is probably going to be an opera, but honestly, with this team comp, maybe I wouldn't go opera just because Cord and Anti together would kind of be a little bit of a hard chase. So I don't really know what else Lily plays. I could see maybe possibly a wheel or wax artist on this map just because it is every sleeping. But yeah. Or maybe even Dreamwatch. It's just again with this comp it's quite countered or it counters a lot of Lily's hunters.
Yeah, I think like an excitement wheel here could be really good. Wax Artist doesn't usually go excitement, but maybe you could go something with Wax Artist or maybe an excitement I don't know if I've ever seen something like that, but whenever you have an antiquarian and a coordinator, that's definitely something that's really it incentivizes you to play opera. So that was really something that you have to watch out for, and these survivors are gonna have to look out for that excitement.
Yeah, actually I don't know if we will be seeing excitement opera. I feel like that's oh, and we're actually going to be seeing a Night Watch. I don't
Night
know if
Watch.
Night Watch is the best pick for this comp, but I think it is pretty good for a character like FO in terms of the rescue ability being kind of poor, and we're actually seeing Lily lock in Night Watch. So yeah, I think with this kind of I feel like Nightwatch in this team comp might just have to bring excitement.
Mhm.
But who knows? Maybe they'll prove me wrong and they'll show us the best Nightwatch gameplay in the server. So I'm really excited to see all of that happen and unravel.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I know how much you love Night Watch. I know you're a big Night Watch fan, so I'm hoping we can see some really great Night Watch gameplay. Although, I mean, we
Yeah.
already have seen some good Night Watch gameplay in this tournament already, so it's gonna be hard to match that. Hopefully, this Hunter can live up to those standards here. Now, looking at this comp, it's gonna be boarded Graveyard, anti-connected two-story, and Gardner actually spawning at backgate. This is a pretty unusual spawn here.
Actually, honestly, I wish Lily went Breaking Wheel because we haven't seen any good Breaking Wheel tournament gameplay yet so far either. So, you know, yeah. It's okay though.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point we'll see some good Breaking Wheel gameplay. It'll happen. It'll happen one of these days, but that day is not today, obviously. So instead, we are going to be seeing some Night Watch gameplay here, and maybe Night Watch is going to be going for that coordinator.
Yeah, I'm honestly really curious for the Night Watches build because I know that a lot of Night Watches actually do opt for confined space nowadays.
Mm.
Or even actually going Insolence Warp too. I think Night Watch is one of those hunters with a lot of versatility with both builds and traits. Though I do think detention will always be kind of necessary for him to have. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It would be nice to run like Warp here, but unfortunately, with a Cord and an Antiquarian, maybe it's really difficult to not bring excitement. Unfortunately, I think excitement is pretty important here. So maybe we'll see an excitement Night Watch, and if he plays well, he could potentially get a really fast down on the coordinator.
Yeah, I would actually argue that perhaps maybe if there was no antiquarian warp would be fine just because with a warp it kind of um like closes that distance that the gun does make. But yeah, I think maybe one of the errors that Lily did make was not banning Antiquarian just because Antiquarian just hard counters Night Watch. But we'll see how this match goes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, loading into this match here, the first half of the second round, and Lily is going to be heading maybe towards connected two-story and that Night Watch. I'm pretty sure that is excitement, and we don't see insolence either, so this is most likely going to be a downright build. Probably excitement. I don't know, maybe warp, but we'll have to
Oh, we're
see. Ooh, wow.
seeing BT hit a stick. Good on. Oh, and
Oh, no.
that was.
Oh,
Oh,
unfortunately,
I'm
BT
kind of
does
left
actually get hit
speechless,
there.
honestly. Um, Yeah, I think BT did a little bit of an oopsie whoopsie and could have made that pilot without actually having to use that secondary step.
Yeah, unfortunately, now here is going to be more stick usage to make this palette, and BT does most likely
Oh,
make
but
this.
he's getting hit by the tram. Get hit by the tram.
Oh, is
Oh no,
he?
he didn't.
No, not
Wow.
close enough,
Okay.
yeah.
Good on.
Oh
Whoa.
dear. That was an unfortunate. Unfortunately, BT does kind of get mind game there. Now, this is going to be another mind game. No blink here, so this Lily does have to just win the mind game. And is this going to be an excitement usage? Not yet, actually.
I think he might be actually wanting to save that excitement just because if
Hmm.
he used it earlier, it would have been maybe a more optimal time because he didn't use his excitement when he could not swing. It allowed that antiquarian to get like maybe like 15 to 20 seconds actually more of kiting time. So I think that might have been a little bit of a mistake on the Night Watch's part. You see, um Miniega also, or I'm not quite sure, Mine Ega. Anyway, but we see the coordinator actually coming in also for the rescue with the first officer. So I'm assuming that the court might. Oh, the court is actually going towards middle two story. I think they probably have deducted that the Night Watch has excitement. So
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
usually when survivors realize that the hunter most likely has excitement, like in a case like this. It's good to see that usually the court actually just decides not to use her gun at all, and the idea is that you want to wait until the hunter's forced to
Hello?
trump up. However, does misclick excitement? I believe that was actually a misclick. Yeah, the
What?
hunter seems upset, is doing some dance moves right in front of the chair. I think
Pulsating.
they're getting sturdy in front of the chair. I think they may have
Animals
accidentally used
having a
that
little bit
gun.
of stroke, but yeah.
And
Yeah,
this is
okay.
going to be a gunshot.
Shooting that shot just to really make sure that they don't get there's no
Oh, but
TF.
she gets stunned. Can he get the hit through the cord? Unfortunately, there is a body block there. Very well played from the cord, getting that
I don't
body block.
know why. Oh, good flywheel on
Wow.
Father Milk's court. Maybe we will be able to see BTA use BT this game. Oh my god.
Yeah, we might actually get to see that. The fifth cipher is now 60%. They do need to buy maybe 20 more seconds. Is Cord going to be
We
able
see
to do
Crown
that on her
Sensei
own with
actually.
no
We
item?
see the Gardenator, bro. We see the Gardenator going actually in for that body block. I
Yeah,
think just because there is basement here, I'm not really sure if she can break any chairs. But wow, good body block on the Gardener's part.
yeah, and now we can see that the cipher is going to be at 95%. BT is going to get sucked in once again, but the cipher is going to pop immediately. BT gets to use his borrowed time. So happy for him. And now this is a four-man endgame for this Survivor squad. Damn, nice terror shock.
Yeah, so we actually do see that his teleport, Nightwatch's teleport is already up. So
Hmm.
hopefully he can just make that quick teleport to that gate. But we also see both gates are being open.
Yeah, for sure. I think the survivors do have some room, and she actually does end up going for the gate that wasn't open, which has an FO with a watch. FO could actually make a push for dungeon here. This could still be a three escape.
Yeah, I think in oh the FO
Ooh.
does not want it to be a free escape. Maybe he doesn't know we're done. Oh, the Night Watch doesn't know
Oh,
we're done this either.
ooh.
Wow, good
Unfortunately,
on the
completely get
FO.
juked.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That was such a
I
good
think
shoot from the FO.
I don't know if it was a juke. I honestly think the Night Watch just got a little bit lost, but good kite on the Auntie's part. I do think that maybe um I would point out that the most critical mistake that Lily did was not using the excitement earlier to get that down, because if Lily was able to use that excitement then and there, I believe the ciphers would have all been like around 60 at most. But yeah, really good job to MPH, and now we're just gonna have to see nobody get at least a tie, and then it's gonna go all towards MPH.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a really great match from the survivors, and unfortunately, some crucial mistakes there didn't really help the hunter. You really hate to see it. Like you said, it's tempting to save the gun, and I understand why. You don't want to get shot by the cord without your excitement, but unfortunately, you do have to use your trait as soon as you can to get it fast down. And now, yeah, nobody is in a really dominant position here. Only needs a draw, and MPH will win the matchup in 2 rounds here. So MPH definitely, or rather, nobody has many options here on who he can play for that draw.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, so I guess we're just gonna go into the second part of round two.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we should be getting into this shortly. I wonder what kind of hunter do you think we can expect from nobody?
Definitely opera, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, oh, can the seal person invite me again? I don't know if they can hear me. Let me ask them in the chat. Or can Lalsy invite me? Yeah, thank you, Lalsy. Okay, yeah, so I definitely do know that nobody does play opera singer, but I think right now it might just be between opera or Ivy. If Ivy gets banned, I know that I don't I don't fully know nobody's hunter arsenal, but I do know for sure that he does have opera in it. So we might just be expecting to see another another opera.
Yeah, maybe we could see something like a Night Watcher and Anne, like one of those consistent draw hunters, but at the end of the day, Opera is just better. So she's really good at drawing, she has some win potential, but when you don't need to win, it's okay because Opera's got you with her super strong chase. Um, yeah, it's just it's so difficult to kite an Opera, and she's really consistent when it comes to getting draws.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think that it depends on the kind of counter comp that um DB does have for opera, but I feel like we kind of use some of those characters such as Gardner already. But I'm expecting to maybe see like stronger kiters such as Patient or um maybe Antiquarian if it's not banned. I think like with those kind of characters or even Acrobat, it just really helps solidify a stronger kite without maybe needing as much help from your teammates for that kind of kite. But yeah.
Hmm.
We could even
Yeah,
maybe see a Weeping Clown. But yeah.
Weeping Clown would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think we've seen more Weeping Clown lately. I think Weeping Clown is a character that can
Mhm.
potentially succeed. So definitely
Yeah.
another option for these survivors.
Yeah, with
Really, maybe
his
not as strong against Opera, but definitely an option.
yeah, with his recent buff, I definitely think his usage rate like kind of astronomically increased just because he's so good now. And
Mm,
we
mm,
even see him being utilized in tons of tournaments and even rank matches with his super strong support.
mhm. Yeah, his support is definitely really strong, and there are a lot of hunters that just can't really deal with his distance. Plenty of hunters. Some of the stronger draw hunters, like Anne and Gamekeeper and Nightwatch, aren't that, bad handling distance, but others really struggle. So it's definitely something to consider. However, if it's an opera, distance isn't the route you want to go with an opera. It can be a struggle. So.
Yeah, I do think that just because it is ever sleeping, Clown may actually be a pretty good pick just because he is able to really easily traverse the railroads of that map.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Opera has so many like really good routes on Eversleeping, and she can move around so fast. So, definitely one of the stronger characters. I'm not quite sure though, where all our players are. We should be getting this started shortly, so hopefully we can get the captains into this custom.
Yeah, if anything, let's just 1v1 right now. Just kidding. But yeah.
Yeah, top quality entertainment here. We gotta keep this stream entertained somehow, but soon, hopefully, we should be getting into it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder what survivors maybe we can see from Team Dad Bangers. I think you mentioned like fighters like Patient and Acrobat maybe could succeed.
Yeah, I do think that in this current meta since like really aggressive support is kind of not relevant right now just because the hunters are kind of hunters that kind of force the survivors to just the only way to tie or win is to just really maximize their cipher rush. You want a character that can really easily solo kite, so that's why I'm bringing up Acrobat and Patient just because they don't really rely on any other survivor to use their ability. So yeah, hopefully we can see some strong kiting from DB survivors.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Survivors that are really self-sufficient are definitely really strong. And I think that's like really important for making sure the ciphers are moving along nicely because when you do focus a lot on heavy support, the side effect is that cipher rush slows down. And for a hunter like Opera who catches up quickly, support isn't quite as strong against her as other hunters, so you do tend to see more self-sufficient kiters. Maybe like some support would be good. Like, I don't know, we did see I think Team Dad was it Team Dad Bangers that played cheer or was it Team MPH?
MPH played cheerleader.
Ooh. Oh right, didn't Team Dad Bangers play like
They played
Lawyer and
Gardener,
Gardener and
Warrior,
Novelist?
Novelist, and Merc.
Hmm. Yeah, so we haven't seen much support out of them so far, but maybe we could see more support.
Yeah, I honestly think um what goes into a really good team is just being good friends. So, if you're already supporting your friends, it's so much easier to kind of transition that into the gameplay and just supporting them there too, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. So I don't know what kind of supports do you think we could see? Maybe like I don't think
Um,
Toy Merchant is very good against Opera.
See, okay, I was actually thinking of Toy Merchant, but you would really only play Toy Merchant on either Lakeside or Leo's because specifically against Opera, it really brings survivors from like both Toy Merchant and all the other survivors. It really gives them that kind of free kite by being allowed to go on a factory or big boat area that allows that allows the survivors like access to this super good area against Opera Singer because she can't dash as easily on um Big Boat and the Leo's Memory Factory, which allows the survivors so much more distance. But because it's ever sleeping, the only thing I can really think of would be putting down those catapults in either middle two story or corner house, but even then I don't think the survivors get that much distance. So and it may actually not be worth it just because let's say Toy Merchant does all of that. Will her decoding's going to be quite slow because of it. So I do think again, maybe really prioritizing those ciphers is more important.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think with an opera singer, you have to be really careful about not being too heavy with the support because if an opera has a strong early game and your ciphers are slow, you're really setting yourself up for just a pretty fast loss, unfortunately.
Okay,
We did see, yeah. Hmm?
actually, what I didn't notice was that Bangers has a Hound, Mammoth 2, and an Elk 5 on their team. Yeah, that's quite an array of tiers. But yeah, just so you say, I really like Milk Duds names because that was like one of my favorite candies to eat during movies. Like
Oh,
when I was
really?
like 8 years old. Yeah, it was really
Mhm.
yummy. But
Yeah. No, I really liked Milk Duds as a kid, although they can be kind of inconvenient when they get in your teeth and stuff. Really
yeah,
can be a
and
bit
get
of a
any
pain.
cavities. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
They are really
um,
good though.
for sure. Anyway, W name Milk Duds.
Yeah, thank you, Milk
Anyway,
Duds.
and then we see my low balls. I don't really know what that means. And then we have Shadling Pie. I'm not really sure what that means either, but I do like pie. And then we have Tuning Kai. I think that is a TXT member. So we have a K-pop fan here as well. This just goes to show that IDB is made up of so many more fandoms. But yeah. Oh, and now we're actually having Miniega subbing in for that hunter. I don't actually know if this is real. Okay, it's
They
not.
were just playing
They
Survivor,
actually
weren't they?
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So another dual faction player here. This is gonna be really exciting
It's
here.
not dual faction.
Oh,
It's just
yo,
one.
Losey, can you invite me again? I just left the custom.
It's
Yeah.
nobody. It's not. It's not dual faction.
Wait, that's nobody?
Yes,
Oh, they
nobody.
got no. Is that the captain or something?
Yeah, it must be the captain.
Oh, because they were a dragon, so I was gonna buy it, but okay. It is gonna be
I'm
nobody.
also a
Okay.
dragon, so yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
I guess you're right. That means not every dragon is unfortunately good at hunter, so you can't really just use that to
Yeah.
quantify
Let's
their
look at the
skill.
mirror, DTM. You don't have to talk so negatively about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see though. I'm sure Miniego would have been really, really good, but nobody is the 14th Ivy and you can't get better than that. So, although Ivy is going to be respect banned most likely, after all, we did see the mastery that they had over it. So, yeah, I mean, can the 14th Ivy play opera as well? When was the last time you saw his opera?
Um, in ranked, I would say.
I guess so. Yeah, in
Yeah,
general
like
or in
the reason
tournament.
why I know some of these hunters is just because I get them in rank. But yeah, I believe I've gotten nobody before. I've gotten his Opera and his Ivy, which is how I knew that he had both of them in his arsenal. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I believe we have seen nobody play opera in like IVT or something, I think.
Wait, what
Maybe,
nobody on?
huh?
What team was nobody on?
Last I checked, I think they were on like vice versa, is what I'm thinking of, but I don't know.
Was vice
Oh,
versa in IVT? Like
that
this
might have been
IVT?
like a couple years ago. That was back when Night Watch was the meta, actually. Wait, am I even
Oh,
thinking
thank God I wasn't playing. Anyway.
I don't know. Oh, it's real. Yeah, that was the Night Watch meta. That meta sucked, by the way. I did not like the Night Watch meta. I'm so glad they released Opera and promptly shattered the metagame into a million pieces. That was, I think, I
Uh,
like that meta more.
honestly, yeah. I feel like yeah, Night Watch. It's just not for me. I just don't think Night Watch is a good hunter. I think he needs to get deleted. But
Yeah,
maybe we'll be seeing a Night Watch soon enough. But we already
you
just saw.
would say that, yeah.
Yeah, I've been practicing against Night Watch, and I just kited DTM like 180 seconds as novelist. So we all get better, and hopefully we can be seeing Dad Banger serves get better and go against nobody and get that fear escape to maybe go to that round three.
I could have sworn there was also a match where you kited 35 seconds, but I mean, everyone gets terror shocked sometimes, including the players on stream. So, even if you get terror shocked once or, like 5 times, it happens. So, I think we have to
Definitely.
give
Even
props to
before
these
that
players,
still
though.
happens.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Getting terror shocked happens to everybody. Hopefully, we don't see any more terror shocks out of these survivors because I know they're all really good and they've all put a lot of time into this game.
They
So,
ever got terror shocked actually.
you what?
I don't think Dad Bangers ever got terror shocked.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a terror shock. The only terror shock was on Proud Sensei, so that was interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't blame him though. Ivy is Ivy.
yeah, that was kind of
Mhm.
awkward, Proud Sensei. Not gonna lie, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Ivy happens.
And
So
the game is starting. Oh
it
my
is.
goodness, we're about to see nobody go. What? Nobody has that moon face Hellenberg profile picture. It's kind of disturbing. But anyway, we're about to see nobody go against these dad banger survivors.
Dude, I don't know. I really like that profile picture. I think it goes
Of
pretty hard.
course we would. Anyway, let's see.
Anyway, okay, Lawyer and Gardner are gonna be global banned, and we're immediately gonna see Priestess and Seer get banned. Pretty standard stuff here. We'll see if they go for those consistent, self-sufficient kiters you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm actually instead of the self-sufficient characters, I'm kind of hoping we can see an instant anti-pick, just because I believe that Antiquarian is really good against Opera and against the majority of Nobody's hunters.
Mhm.
Honestly, we might be seeing Nobody's Feaster just because he only needs a tie.
Yeah, I mean, that would be Feaster is not really the most meta character on account of the fact that he's really bad, but nobody plays a lot of Feaster, and I'm sure he's really good at him. And we have seen maybe off meta hunters succeed. So, I mean, hey, if a Hellember can win a game, a Feaster definitely can. I think it'd be interesting. But oh, and we're seeing an Embalmer here.
Oh
So
yeah.
the survivors might be playing pretty aggressively for a draw.
Yeah, see, like in this situation, since what they need is not a drop but a 3 escape at the very least, I actually
All right.
don't think Embalmer is the best pick just because he doesn't really offer much to the team besides maybe securing being able to possibly secure that one escape or that trap. I think in this case, they can maybe opt out Embalmer for something better. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing Embalmer and Toy Merchant, so we're really looking for a hunter that can close distances easily.
Yeah, for sure. Both Toy Merchant and Embalmer are survivors that create a lot of distance, like you said. It's gonna be an Acrobat ban here. And I don't know, there are definitely a few hunters, including Opera, who are pretty strong against distance. We're also gonna see a Merc pick here, so maybe I think Opera matches up pretty well into this team comp so far.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we actually see nobody banning that acrobat that I was talking about earlier. I think maybe Toy Merchant and Cord could have been a better combo together. But yeah, no matter what happens, hopefully Dadbringers is able to get that 3-man escape. Or nobody might just completely crush them and get a 4K. But who knows? Like, it's really just all up to the stars right now.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's going to be a cheerleader locked in last year. So cheerleader, really strong support. However, does focus on distance again, which is weak to opera singer. I think the survivors might be playing a little too much into the opera because as it is right now, opera might have an easy time with these chases. So maybe if they can set up some really good support with the toy merchant and if they play aggressively with the cheerleader. They could still play for a win, but nobody definitely is going to be really strong on that opera, so it's not going to be easy for these survivors.
I mean, honestly, no matter what, I think Dad Bankers has shown a pretty good performance considering with Team MPH, they've all had maybe a little bit more extensive tournament experience. So really good show for what they're working with.
hmm Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, a lot of experience from this Hunter Nobody. It has been playing tournaments for a really long time. Yeah, definitely like most known for his Feaster, maybe. Well, that was probably a long time ago. Now, though, definitely plays the meta here. And Opera still is really meta. We are waiting on these traits though. Um,
Honestly, I kind of just want nobody to go Feaster. I feel like I'm so tired of seeing this Opry gameplay. I think if we see Feaster, that's gonna make it more exciting. But honestly, if he plays Feaster, he might lose just because his team comp is pretty good against Feaster.
mhm. Yeah, I don't know. Feaster, not the greatest against distance. He's very slow. He can't really do much when he's far away from the
We're
survivor.
seeing Hermit! Hermit is
Hermit,
actually
wow. Yeah,
anyway,
Nobody's a Hermit player too, so this should be
yeah.
really interesting.
Oh, yeah, we're seeing Hermit, but yeah, a surprise pick for us. But yeah, actually, just realized that I think they picked cheerleader just not for her reset ability, but definitely more because of her kiting ability. Since toy merchant and embalmer can't really get their abilities reset efficiently during a kite. But
Mhm.
yeah, so we're actually seeing them lock it in. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, you were just saying that you were getting bored of opera, so this is definitely something null or something new. And Hermit, like, not exactly off meta, but still, you don't see him very often. Can be weak against support. Really interesting spawn coming in here with
Okay,
cheerleader.
actually, I think we might be seeing a reset just because it seems like Dad Bankers had issues with their build, so they weren't able to switch
Oh,
their builds.
oh no. That would be very sad. Obviously, we cannot allow that to slide. So, It looks like we will be doing the restart here. Hopefully we don't have to go through the whole tournament setting again because you have to wait 60 seconds and it takes a really long time, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get into this match shortly.
Yeah, so
Are they gonna have to use this spawn when they reset, or?
so it, there might be a little bit of confusion on that just because someone is saying that they would be using the same spawns, but a Dad Banger's player is also saying that the survivors were actually unable to change their spawns.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, then obviously we are gonna have to use different spawns as well. So, I mean, hopefully, Metis can fix their game for this second attempt here. Yeah, really unfortunate that they were having the spawns in the persona builds glitched out.
Yeah, so we're actually in the process of determining whether or not the same spawns will. Oh, so Lolzy has said that it's going to be the same comp and the builds. Okay, so it's going to be the same comp, and the Dad Banger survivors will be allowed to change both their builds and spawns.
Okay. I think that makes sense. So I think we should be seeing a surrender here from Mr. Nobody. And yep, there it is. And
They got their first escape. Good on them. We're actually just going to round 3 now.
oh man, that would be really unfortunate for Team MPH there. Very sad for Nobody. The legendary 14th Ivy, if not 4, escaped instantly at 5 ciphers. You know, we've never seen it happen, but man, yeah, you'd hate to see that. So hopefully, Nobody can get their run back here,
Mhm.
and maybe try to show what they're made out of with this hermit. I'm really looking forward to the hermit though, because I know that Nobody is a really good hermit. So I'm looking forward to this gameplay.
Wait, you know? How do you know?
He's played it in her tournament before, I think. Like I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean nobody's not bad. So I think they're like hermit's like one of their specialties. So
I did
along
not
with
know
Feaster.
that.
Yeah, you gotta do some more research. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not super connected towards the NAEU tournament scene, but you know what? Now I'm commentating, so really happy to be here. Thank you again, Lolzy, for this opportunity to commentate.
Yeah, you really should be. What?
No, for me to commentate, bro. Why would you be commentating? Hello? Anyway, um, it's late for England, so yeah, I get it. Yeah, guys,
Oh
who
God.
here has played
Nobody's-
Copycat recently? I never encountered so many European players in one space before.
Is Copycat is Among Us really popular in Europe or something? I wouldn't know. I've damn. So I guess all the European guys, all the British people, are
No,
oh,
I'm talking about British people. I've never encountered so I've never encountered
say that
so many
again.
British people in one place, and I've never even been to England. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with Copycat kind of bridging between nations right now. Yeah. Anyway, what are your guys' favorite roles to play in Copycat?
Oh, I gotta go with Jester. I've only played it once, and I
Jester,
picked
you mean
Jester.
Fool?
Or what it? Oh, do they call it Fool in this game?
Yes.
Oh, it's called Jester in Town of Salem, so that's just what I call it. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's very fun trolling and trying to get yourself lynched, you know. So
Lynched? Oh wow.
yeah, you never played Town of Salem before?
I haven't even heard of it. I've played Werewolf.
What the hell is Werewolf?
Um, Same game, but
Same game?
concept revolves around werewolf.
Werewolves. Okay, that's a very strange and interesting concept. Should check that out later.
I'm sure you would be
Yeah,
most familiar with the strange and interesting concepts, but yeah, actually, I can send. Yeah, so yeah, in werewolf, there's actually one role where you can be the alpha wolf. So
you
yeah, I
can
like
be
to be the alpha wolf. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, so
Um,
we actually see the commentators going down for this 1v1. I don't know why I hounded. Oh, we see everyone going down. Let's just 4v1 while we wait.
I would be really good, bro.
Yes. So we're actually going to be locking in. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm not sure what the holdup is here. We might be having some issues with the Wi-Fi. Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no
Now we have
worries.
survivors here.
I'm
Um,
excited to see this game after they actually managed to force escape nobody. So now let's hope they can replicate the outcome.
yeah. I have to say that was a really impressive performance, of course. Um, Getting a four escape on such a well-known hunter like Nobody is definitely something to be proud of. So I'm sure they're already proud of what they've done so far. But hey, hopefully they can do it again. Another four escape on Nobody would be very impressive and would send them to round three actually, and would even up the score a little bit. Although they'd still be behind on points. But hey, that would help a lot. You know, that would be a really big help for them. Hopefully these survivors can get a four escape here.
Seems like we're ready to go into the game. Hopefully, are we? Wait, Lolzy, are we still going to be doing competition mode?
Oh, thank God.
Amen. Amen. Okay, let's
I
get
don't
into
want to
it.
sit through that 60-second wait again, dude. It takes so long.
Make sure to do the area selection and everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, who is the host?
Is it enabled?
Oh, well, we should be getting started shortly. We're not gonna have to wait for the entire tournament mode
Okay,
and
it
the
has
host.
been enabled. You're
Okay.
welcome, guys. Let's go into it.
Yeah, getting right into it here. And so we are gonna be having that same comp, which had like a toy merchant in it. Yo, check out the Hellenberg drip from Nobody.
We had Toy Merchant, Embalmer, Mercenary, and Cheerleader. Also, I have a bit of an echo, so maybe I'll just I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, they should be switching their builds. So yeah, one of their builds getting switched was that Toy Merchant from Tide to Broken Windows and Borrowed Time. And
Mhm.
we see that Cheerleader just farted. Oh, someone's the
Ooh.
vagrant. Anyway. Um
Um, yeah, well, hopefully that doesn't disrupt their gameplay here. We would hate to see that. But looking at these builds,
waiting
though,
to smell it actually. Sorry.
that's actually crazy. Hey, on that note, if anyone wants to apply to try to be a commentator, because as you can see, we're kind of struggling getting quality commentators here. Oh, just kidding. Hopefully we can get this
He
match
wants a
going well.
replacement for himself because he feels bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's get into this match. So we see that nobody is actually spawning at Corner House Gate, and I believe it was the Embalmer that spawned to his left.
I
Correct?
believe so. I think so. And looking at these builds is also really interesting. We do see that Sui build on the Embalmer gonna be no borrowed time. However, it looks like Nobody is heading towards middle, and the Mercenary may
Actually
be going
going
to
towards
Cheerleader here.
Gate. I think yeah, this strat to just instantly connect the ciphers, he's quite confident in his chasing ability. I feel like Trinity kind of messed up not leaving the cipher early enough because now she's kind of just running in the openish area towards middle and kind of kiting near Embalmer and Mercenary ciphers. And
Oh,
we see that awkward pallet shop. Yeah, I don't know really why she did that. And she also has 2 pom-poms still left to use, and she just uses them immediately and still gets sniped by that.
Yeah,
Um,
this is already a really fast down here. Is she actually? She is going to be going down here.
oh,
Fast
really
down.
good on her actually, because I think they coordinated cheerleader dying, or not dying, but being close enough to the embalmer to get
Hmm.
her face.
Yeah, so Embalmer is
I
going to be able to get that
don't,
coffin.
yeah, I don't think she should be using. They should be using the coffin. I actually would rather the merc save. She dies maybe in graveyard, and then the coffin gets used because that really delays the ciphers.
Yeah, absolutely. The more distance that she can get, the better. And nobody does have Blink, no Warp or anything to make distance back.
Yeah. We
So,
see that the hermit actually isn't going for another Oh, and he got hit
oh
by the
no!
train.
Wow, the
Oh,
tram strikes again. Such a strong hunter. Wow.
yeah, and actually because of that, it nullifies the coffin. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
really
Yeah,
unfortunate there.
yeah, and also because Toy Merchant was actually decoding and disconnected cipher, he couldn't really help.
Wait,
Yeah,
how did the coffin get nullified?
it got nullified because she is dead on chair, so she can't use it.
Oh, it was after half. I gotta lock in, boys.
So we
Okay.
actually do need a new commentator because clearly we're lacking the qualified ones
Yeah,
anyway. But
clearly. That is so unfortunate, though, that the Tramp forced the after half rescue. Cheerleader's already dead, and we see a lot of spread out damage as well. If nobody gets a fast down here, it might be over for these survivors, unfortunately.
yeah, so hopefully he can flywheel this. Oh, oh,
Are we
can he
gonna see
flywheel this?
Fabio?
No, can't
Unfortunately not yet.
flywheel it. Unfortunate. I
Mhm.
do think the ciphers are just really slow though.
Yeah,
So this might just be another 4K for nobody. Honestly, really impressed with how nobody is able to hit all of his charges. I think that's really good to see.
yeah.
But now
I mean, like we were
But now
talking
that
earlier.
Merc doesn't have Tide, I don't really know what can delay the or give more time for the Tor mission to get that decoding in. I think right now it might just kind of good rescue, but yeah, I think it's just gonna be quite a fast down.
Yeah, another couple good charges there is gonna get the down, and it looks like
Oh,
the
I
bomber's immediately gonna
yeah,
embalm
I feel like
himself.
it's a little bit maybe of an issue for him just because generally with Embalmer you kind of do want to have him and fly was a little early. I don't really know why the flywheel, but um yeah, generally with Embalmer and he's emoting. Wow, oh, and Mrs. Palestine anyway. Um and
Hmm.
he's spinning. But also yeah, I think generally with Embalmer you kind of do want to kind of make the hunter go through the whole animation of picking you up, cheering you, and then using your coffin just to really maximize the amount of time you have on the you just take from the hunter. But
Yeah,
yeah.
especially since the hunter's already so
Oh,
close.
perfect teleport right
Oh,
on the toy merchant. I think she actually might just be dead because she didn't set up any catapults. So
oh
yeah, she's
no,
dead.
and let's just go down to the shared damage here, and it looks like
And
nobody's actually.
Shadling Pie is a victim once again to that tram.
Oh, again?
Yeah, he just got hit by it actually.
Yeah,
Um,
and nobody's immediately gonna find him too
no,
potentially.
and nobody hasn't even used Blink once this map.
Whoa, yeah, really, really well played from nobody here. Although we might end up seeing a blink here. Not even? Is he just gonna? Nope, this should be a blink, and there it is. That's gonna be the merc down. Toy Merchant is gonna be picking up, however.
Yeah, so
Oh, never mind.
just looking at and they surrendered. Yeah. Really good on MPH to really show their domination in these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, great showing from the Hunter Nobody. Clearly, again, like a high level Hermit as well as an Ivy. We saw just how strong Nobody is as a hunter, so very well played, and the survivors also played very, very well.
Yeah, so good job to both teams, but with with that game, we will be concluding this matchup and stating that it is MPH's victory.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So, big congrats to the team MPH, of course, once again, and well played to Team Dadbangers. And I really hope we can see more of their gameplay in the group stage, and hopefully they can see more success.
Yeah, and so for the schedule for Sunday, we will be seeing um NYX versus Omni on at 6:30 East on PM, and then 6:30 East PM, and then we will also be seeing Faye versus CCB at 8 p.m. on East. So yeah, stay tuned for those games.
Yeah, those should definitely both be really exciting matches. So make sure you guys tune into those games. This has been really fun for me commentating. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the matches today.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys.